How to understand symbols. This is very important when you're doing mediumship, or you're learning, or you're trying to find out ways to communicate. Symbols are the easiest form, but there's some tricky points to it, because sometimes we have to wait for the bigger picture to emerge before we can understand the symbol. Sometimes we get 2 or 3 symbols, and so people give symbols out like, say for example, if you saw a car or you saw a tree, the car can mean that it could be the colour on the car that's important. It could be the wheels on the car that go round and round, as though giving a sort of life lesson that you're going round in circles. It could be to do with the car not moving, and so there's all different ways to interpret symbols. The best way, though, is to always ask your heart, because your heart will give you the answer of what it is. So, and often you realise until you understand one symbol, you can't really move on. So if you've got a car and a tree, they could be 2 different messages. So first of all, you have to expand the car and move on, and you might get the car moving, and then you might go into a certain place, and this might be their favourite place. And this is how the spirit world work. What they're trying to do is, they're trying to go with the information or the symbols that you know, and then sometimes they'll expand on it. And then when it feels right in your heart, you get the big picture, you get the understanding or the message to pass on. And with practice, this becomes easy because they use the symbols that you know. And a quick way to build your symbol base up is just to go around the house picking up objects, using your 5 senses, merging with the object. So then your body knows, and then your mind can actually will not reject the picture that the spirit world have given you. So the symbol base is quite important, because a picture paints 1,000 words, so it can show you something. But don't always go by the picture, because remember, a symbol is just guiding you to the message, and that's what's important. The message that you're giving to the person is more important. And like a red rose could mean loads to all sorts of different people, so then you've got to interpret it and pass it in a way that the person can accept the message. I sometimes, if the item comes twice, I just give it as it is. So if a red rose came twice, I know I just give that spirit world has given you the red rose. But a red rose could be celebration, it could be love, it could be the last thing that they put on the grave. So there's all different ways that symbols can be interpreted. That's why I say go with your heart, because it's very important to get confirmation. But don't get caught up in it, because some people do. They get caught up in trying to work out every single thing. Remember, spirit world will guide you in what the information is, and so just go with the flow on that one. If you want to improve the clairvoyance, or you want to see the picture even clearer, then often the case is that you've got to build your energy up. So maybe I'm very much a waterfall person, so I would imagine a waterfall flowing through me, and then often that makes the picture clearer. But don't get hung up on being a perfect picture, because when I started to see really colourful and perfect pictures, I spent more time stuck on going, wow, look at that picture, than I did giving the message. So they will give it sometimes in an outline, they will give you a little bit of it. I mean, symbols come in many different ways for me, and also they do music, because obviously the mediumship side, they talk to me, or they point me in a little direction, or they play songs that have words in it. So your symbol base is very important, because it's the easiest way to get the message across to the person in question. But I try and take one symbol at a time. That is important, because if I just said, oh yeah, you got a car, and they're telling me to show me a tree, the person's going to look at me going, you know, is that the message? And so yeah, it's really important to try and interpret what it is that you're trying to get. And symbol base, it doesn't matter whether you're doing mediumship or psychic work or whatever. Symbol base is like your starting point. It's like the quickest way for them to get messages. So until they build their energy up themselves, they'll often just give you an odd symbol or two to get the connection going. So don't dismiss this. Don't expect that they're going to be talking in your ear all the time, because they won't. because they're trying to get the message to you to pass on, the important message. But sometimes they have to build up. Sometimes they give you symbols. Sometimes you give you feelings. That's why you've got to be multisensory. You've got to learn to use all of it, because eventually when you link all of it together, you can connect to the energies as part of everything, and then you can get some amazing information and proof through. So it's very important that you build your symbol base up. Okay, look out for more items to do with my mediumship course. And don't forget to subscribe.